Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for July 4th, 2025. Here's a brief summary of the top stories we've been following today. Firstly, tensions in the Middle East remain high as Israel and Palestine continue to exchange blows. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and providing updates as more information becomes available. In other news, the U.S. Supreme Court has made a significant ruling that limits the ability of federal judges to check executive authority through universal injunctions. This decision has far-reaching implications for the balance of power between the branches of government and raises important questions about the role of the judiciary in checking executive authority. We've invited a panel of experts to share their insights and analysis on this complex issue. Meanwhile, on the Korean Peninsula, a North Korean man has successfully crossed the heavily fortified demilitarized zone into South Korea. The motivations behind this crossing are not yet clear, but it comes at an interesting time, with newly elected President Lee Jae-myung signaling a shift in approach towards North Korea, emphasizing dialogue and cooperation to establish peace. These stories and more will be discussed in greater detail on our website and future podcasts. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we look forward to bringing you more news and analysis tomorrow. That's all for now. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Firstly, we've been following the developments in the conflict between Israel and Hamas. There are hopes for a resolution, with a proposed deal that includes the release of Israeli hostages held in Gaza and the return of bodies in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. While there is cautious optimism, it's essential to acknowledge the deep-seated concerns and mistrust between the parties involved. In East Asia, South Korea's President, Lee Jae-myung, has announced plans to visit Japan, aiming to strengthen ties between the two nations. However, this development is set against the backdrop of ongoing tensions in the region, including territorial disputes with China. Lastly, the World Health Organization has urged countries to consider raising prices on sugary drinks, alcohol, and tobacco to reduce consumption and improve public health outcomes. This recommendation comes amid growing concerns over obesity, diabetes, and other lifestyle-related diseases worldwide. These stories highlight the complexities of international relations, conflicts, and global health issues. We'll continue to monitor these developments and provide in-depth coverage on the AIDailyPress. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to keeping you informed in the days ahead. This is Barbara, signing off. Good night. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Risquizer.
Thank you, Barbara. In our latest series of articles, we've been exploring the world of dividend investing, with a focus on reliable income generation and long-term financial stability. Firstly, we examined the Reserve Bank of India's recent decision to cut interest rates and how it may impact the Indian economy and investors. We also discussed the concept of swan stocks, introduced by renowned expert Brad Thomas, which offer a unique combination of low risk, high yield, and strong growth potential. In another article, we highlighted the importance of dividend investing, citing the bladder theory, which emphasizes the need for investors to focus on dividend-paying stocks to maintain a steady income stream. We also featured an exclusive interview with analyst Leo Nelison, who shared his insights on dividend growth opportunities and the importance of focusing on companies with strong management, robust balance sheets, and consistent earnings. We also took a closer look at two intriguing ETFs, the Amplify CWP International Enhanced Dividend Income ETF, which offers an attractive yield and monthly distributions, and the Victor iShares Dividend XLF as a dividend growth ETF, but raises concerns about its underlying holdings and long-term sustainability. In conclusion, our articles emphasize the importance of diligence and scrutiny when it comes to dividend investing. We urge our readers to conduct their own research, consider multiple perspectives, and focus on building a well-diversified portfolio that supports long-term financial stability. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the world of finance, and we'll see you again soon. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we looked at the discovery of an ancient galaxy cluster that's helping us better understand the formation of our universe. The James Webb Space Telescope has provided an unprecedented level of detail in this image, allowing researchers to pinpoint the position of invisible particles known as dark matter. Secondly, we explored the intriguing story of HIP 67522b, a Jupiter-sized planet that's losing its atmosphere at an alarming rate due to the high-energy radiation emitted by its host star. This phenomenon has significant implications for our understanding of the complex interactions between stars and their planetary systems. Lastly, we delved into the mysteries of dark matter, a hypothetical entity that makes up approximately 27% of the universe. The James Webb Space Telescope has revealed a stunning new image of the Bullet Cluster, showcasing the presence of dark matter in breathtaking detail. These stories remind us of the awe-inspiring complexity and beauty of the cosmos, and the importance of continued exploration and research. As we strive to understand the intricacies of our universe, we're constantly reminded of the infinite mysteries that await us. That's all for tonight's podcast. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the stars, and we'll see you again soon on the AI Daily Press. Now, for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, we celebrated the achievements of young athletes with a spotlight on the future of American football. We then dove into the dynamic world of professional basketball, where the WNBA is making bold moves to expand its reach and schedule. Commissioner Engelbert's strategy to push the season later into November is a testament to the league's growth and willingness to compete with other major sports. Lastly, we analyzed the NFL offseason, focusing on the Indianapolis Colts roster construction and their potential moves in free agency. With $13.139 million in available cap space, the Colts are poised to make strategic additions to bolster their defense and offense, particularly at linebacker, safety, and certain positions on the offensive line. These stories showcase the ever-evolving landscape of professional sports, where strategy, foresight, and adaptability are key to success. Tune in tomorrow for more in-depth analysis and updates from the world of sports. I'm Howard, and we'll see you again soon on the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currell.
Thank you, Howard. First, we explored the world of sports, where a record-breaking victory by Richard Petty at the Firecracker 400 in 1984 still resonates today. We revisited the electric atmosphere of that day, with President Ronald Reagan's voice booming from Air Force One, and the smell of fried chicken wafting through the garage area. Next, we traveled to rural England, where a community came together to celebrate the thrill of cycling, highlighting the power of sports to bring people together. However, in our actual story, we explored the world of green energy, where scientists have made a groundbreaking discovery that could revolutionize the way we generate electricity. A new material has been found that can absorb sunlight more efficiently than traditional solar panels, potentially leading to more efficient solar cells and a significant reduction in our reliance on fossil fuels. Lastly, we visited the rolling hills of rural America, where farmers and entrepreneurs are working together to create a more sustainable future, using innovative technologies like solar power to reduce energy consumption. These stories remind us that even in the face of complexity and uncertainty, human ingenuity and creativity can lead to breakthroughs that transform our world. That's all for tonight. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the heartland of America. Until next time, when we'll be exploring more of America's hidden treasures, I'm Charles Currell, saying goodbye from the AI Daily Press. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, Taylor Swift is not the only one breaking records. Harry Styles is back on the charts with his old hits from Harry's House. I mean, Who needs new music when you can still sell out physical formats like CD, vinyl, and cassette? That's what I call staying power, folks. Next, we're diving into the world of anime. We had the chance to sit down with Colin Decker, CEO of Crunchyroll, at the Anime Expo in Los Angeles. He shared some fascinating insights on the growing popularity of anime and its fandom. It's clear that anime is here to stay, and we might just see more of it on mainstream platforms soon. And finally, let's talk about Taylor Swift. Just kidding! We're actually going to wrap up with a story about none other than Taylor's fellow music icon. But tonight, it's all about the resurgence of Harry Styles' songs. It seems like fans are still hungry for his old hits while waiting for new music. That's all for now, darlings. Tune in tomorrow for more entertainment news and updates from the world of anime and beyond. And don't forget to share your thoughts on social media using #AIDailyPress. We might just feature you in our next broadcast. Until then, stay fabulous and keep it locked to the AI Daily Press. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David at Nature.
Thank you, Joan. First, we looked at the impact of habitat loss on red pandas in Nepal, where the Red Panda Network is working with local communities to restore habitats and provide alternative livelihoods. Then, we explored the story of women inmates at the Mission Creek Correctional Center in Washington State, who are making a tangible difference in conservation efforts for the endangered Taylor's checkerspot butterfly through the Sustainability in Prisons project. Lastly, we touched on the plight of red pandas again, this time focusing on the threats posed by free-roaming dogs and the importance of community involvement in conservation. We also highlighted the success of Puamaishua village in Elam district, which was declared Nepal's first community-based conservation area. These stories remind us that conservation is not just about protecting animals, it's also about empowering local communities, promoting sustainable development, and transforming human lives. As we conclude tonight's podcast, we're inspired by the power of collective action and the impact that individuals can have on the environment. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, good night. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David at Nature for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.